Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk, out here in the lab where I do what I do for you. Today, I got a good one for you. Hope you appreciate it. You know what I do. Let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story message and story for life. These are life lessons I'm giving them. You tune in and receive them. Get a good thing going. Let's keep that thing going. Let's do this. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment. That's what I do. Enlighten you. That's what you come here for. That's what we're working on. That mission is just that, to get you to know who you are. But the question now is, do you know yourself? Know thyself was the decree left to us by our ancestors. They knew, or they seen, it was 5 types of people. Which one of these are you? Let's go. A person who knows not, and knows not that they know not, foolish, disregard them. A person who knows not, and knows that they know not, is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I got you. A person who knows not, and believe that they know, dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows, but knows not that they even know, is spiritually asleep. I can wake them up. I'm a spiritual alarm clock. I got the knowledge of self that will do just that. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinking, know thyself. And to my out be true. Yeah. Pay my girl some respect like we do our men. I'll leave that there. Moving on. Today, we talk about coming enlightened, talk about reaching the highs, we talk about becoming aware. It's another word they use for that. It's called ascension. Oh, you come again with this? Yeah, I got words that you need to be aware of what they mean so you can use them in the right form and understand what they mean when you hear them. Ascension means to rise up. Briefly, let's go. Ascension, aka becoming what? Spiritually enlightened. Same thing. Ascension is a fancy word or a modern word saying reaching the highest spiritual level. Nihas. The anointment, the things I've been telling you about, the things that right thinking philosophy will get you to ascension. Let's talk about it. All right. You ascend not physically, spiritually, and mentally, consciously of self, aka knowing who you are consciously. You and your Father become one. That's what the Christ said. I'm telling you, when you become one with yourself, I'll call it the heart-mind coherence. That means your conscious and your heart work as one. Your brain, which you got 2 of them in the heart and the mind, they come together. That's how you become spiritually enlightened. That's the ascension. Okay? The Kundalini is ascending, going up, rising up, living above your lower nature. You got to rise up. All these things is based on what? Ascension. You obtain spiritual knowledge by what? Learning, right thinking philosophy, way of life, aka Maya. She taught Netta. Anything that's teaching you God information is a good thing. Egyptian yoga, whatever you want to call it, but it's all enlightening to you because it's giving you information that if you manifest it, you will become a better person, aka ascending. When your body dies, the body don't ascend nowhere, it stays on earth. Your spirit, aka Amen, the hidden one, will ascend back to himself if it's been enlightened. Right thinkers, your goal is to get enlightened. So when the body passed, the spirit goes back to the maker, the hidden one. He went it back. It's on loan. It's on loan. But if you don't get it right, somebody else gets a chance. That's why the spirit that's in you, the person who went before you, didn't get it right. Do you spread the favor? Let it ascend. Wake it up. Become a right thinker. Obtain spiritual knowledge. Become one with your spirit and ascend when it's all said and done. Ascension is for what? The spirit. The body is staying right here on earth. Okay, understand that? And that's physically, mentally, conceptually, whatever you want to look at it. The body stays here. The body don't ascend. You ain't. I saw some movie where the people was ascending, but ascending in the body and leaving the clothes. I'm just saying, it didn't make no sense to me, but I watched that nonsense and, it just, you mean tell me you got a bunch of 144,000 naked people running around in heaven? You might not see the humor in that, but that's my little side joke. Okay, here you go. Now, in order for this ascension to happen, we got a little thing called, you got to defeat what they call the dark night of the soul. That's you going inside yourself and take a stock of yourself. And Return to the Jedi, when Luke had to go into the cave, that's you going to the dark night of the soul. You find out yourself. And he told him, you won't need your guns, but you're going to need whatever you're taking there, you're going to need. He packed his gun, you got to use it. So, conceptually, if you go in peace, you should have a peaceful trip. But when you go to the dark side, watch this. If your spiritual growth, you will have to deal with your negative dark side. They call it the dark night of the soul, or dark magician, whatever they want to call it. But it's you coming to grips with your negative side. And you got one or two choices. Continue with that or fix it. That's why you got to go through that, because you got to make the choice. You can't know yourself without knowing your dark side also. He tried to teach him about the power of the force, how to use the force. He was learning a little bit. He could move a few little things, and he was getting good at it. Thought he was, he can just make the robot go up and down, and he make the stuff move. He said, okay, get the spaceship out the swamp. I can't do that. Bam, right there. Negative thoughts. Once you tell yourself you can't, party's over for you. You fail. And that's what Yoda told him. When Yoda went to this thing, put that ship up, put it over, set it down, and Luke said, I can't believe what I just saw. He said, yeah, that's why you fail. When you can't come to grips, or you can't get past your limit, or you could limit yourself, that's a you problem. God is unlimited. Think unlimited. Believe unlimited. Thank you, introducer. All right. Now, I know my personal weaknesses. So instead of worrying about them, I work on them. I strengthen them. Knowing when to open my mouth, when to express how I feel. Keeping my emotions in check. I'm still mastering those things. Okay? Every now and then you catch yourself, and that's what happens, okay? But that's what it's about. Every day you work on them. If you know your ego is not a good leader, and you still let it lead, that's like being with an unfaithful partner and still being with them. It's not smart. Just an example. I ain't calling nobody, I ain't gonna do with nobody personal. I ain't going there. All right. A lot of us don't even think that we have an ego, females, or a dark side of yourself. If you're not positive 100%, you have some negative and some dark stuff. Your hidden agendas, your little white lies, your little quirks that you think nobody knows but you, those are all scrutinized by yourself, not other people. You're supposed to police yourself. That's what spiritual people do. See, we don't cast aspersions and tell you what you're doing, what you ain't doing. You work on you. That's what I do for you. All right, that's important. Watch this. Okay. Okay. Next one is now. Remember, light came out of what? Darkness. In order to have light, you have to have dark, and darkness was here first. So darkness came out of light. That command, let there be light. He didn't say let there be darkness. I'm just saying. Again, food for thought. We all come from ignorance, aka darkness, the womb. Everybody born into the world came out of darkness into the glorious light, which is the world that we come in, and the spirit that's in us gives us life. We need to recognize that, because in time you need to become conscious with that. That's the game of life that you need to understand that's being played. I live in darkness like a lot of people still are. Okay, that's why I teach right thinking philosophy now. I'm no longer living in darkness, but I know a lot of people are. I'm just trying to bring you into light with knowledge of self. That's what I'm trying to do. That's my name of the game. That's my ticket. Okay? Light bearers, watch this, are knowledge bringers. I ain't claiming to be nobody special. I'm a messenger of truth. Right thinking philosophy is based on and found on what I believe to be true, and I'm standing on it, and anybody knocked me down yet, so I'm going to continue to stand on my spiritual beliefs, my truth. Being ignorant is also a choice. Your life's goal is to become enlightened. Why? To know thyself means you become enlightened. You took the time to learn and perfect things you need to do for yourself to get into what they call the afterlife. It's fine. You can get dealt with on your own level, but there was ways to get out of the situation. That's what we're telling you. It was for everybody. Watch this. Who we at? To come into the light is saying knowledge is light. Obtain knowledge. He tell you can't gain knowledge of self. Know thyself. All these is handed down concepts that's been passed down for thousands of years. The art of ascending means to raise above your lower nature spiritually. Kundalini starts down here and raises all the way up to, so the art of ascension is obtaining knowledge spiritually, so you can become spiritual, a higher spiritual level of understanding. You ascend in spirit and mind, aka when you live right thinking Maya daily, like I do. The ascension is a normal progression of how you're living. Knowledge of self will give you the ability to become what? Your best self. Through spiritual guidance, we are spiritual beings. Our essence is of God. Our mind is ours to figure that out. And once you do, you become enlightened. You have reached the highest level of human conception of knowing who you are. You become God conscious. You become God-like. You know yourself. Free will is our minds to think and ponder to become what? Aware of who we are. If you choose to. It's a choice. Knowledge is the key to open that door to God, your higher self. No matter what profession, whatever religion you profess, there's some things that you have to do to get that door or get to that place. So, whatever you call it, fine. We call it ascension, okay? Ascension is becoming what? A right thinking master. Same thing. Reach a need house. I ascended in knowledge by living my spiritual truths, right thinking philosophy, and I was awarded the idea and the concept of knowing myself through those good deeds and learning, okay? When you know yourself through what? Christianity, Buddhism, Allah, Shiva, these are all different God concepts. Why? Etc. With right thinking philosophy, anyone needs to get you enlightened. I ain't saying you gotta use one or pick, no. All of these do the same thing to get you there. You gotta put the work in. I was saying make a difference which one you pick, you still gotta put the work in. Therein lies the rub of a lot of us. That's also take your pick. I ain't telling you to be a right thinker. You got a whole bunch of other options. Pyramid four-sided, but it's 8 ways to get there. A little tongue twister there. And anybody think they're smart and intelligent to know the answer to that? I'm glad to DM me, DM me, whatever they call it, but let me know. All right, I'm about to wrap up. I appreciate you tuning in. You see, all those are ways to what? Acknowledge becoming spiritually ascensions. Ways to become God knowledge, God anointed, Christ-like, whatever you want to call it, whatever era you want to look at it, you still reach the highest human concept of spirituality. So that's God. When you have spirit and intellect together, belief is not needed. Knowledge supersedes belief. I know how to ascend, and I can teach it to you. That's what I do for you. Stay tuned. I got some more.